Welcome to Angry Geek Show, the podcast where we dive into the world of virtualization, VMware, and infrastructure. I'm Piotr, aka Angry Sysops, and I'm joined by my co-host Manu. We embark on the journey to help you navigate the dynamic world of information technology. So buckle up and join us as we launch your IT career to the stars with practical advice and discussion and inspiring story from ever evolving world of technology. Thank you for tuning in and let's get this show on the road.
Yep. So in this podcast, we basically talk about like how we can start, or like let's suppose if you're a fresher, how you can start your IT career. So prior of jumping into like let's suppose you are thinking, okay, let go and do something in IT. First of all, you need to think for yourself why you need to join IT. Like for me the biggest motivation for me to joining IT, because I'm so curious guy. Like I want to know each and everything about in the tech. Like let's suppose if something is working, so I just want to know what is the reason behind that, why that thing is working. Like back in the day, I'm having that keyboard phone, like they're having 9 button or something. So I am so curious, like how that call is happening, how I can able to talk to my friend or to my relative that is sitting miles away from my place. So all those things make me curious to learn more into IT. What's your journey like, Peter? How you get motivated to join the IT as a career, or what about you?
Yeah, so that's that for me being curious as well. And by working and helping family members and my friends and relatives with their computer problems. So I was the first call from them if something went wrong. And to my surprise, I was actually very good at this, like very good. I knew I had this hunch, excuse me, this gut feeling what can be wrong, and most cases it was that thing. So let's say it could be broken a power unit, some video card, RAMs, and that start. And I built hundreds of computers before I really like start to going in the IT road. I was just like buying parts and building for friends, for different people who recommend me, and that way I start get into it. And um, I remember like one of the first computers was Pentium 3, which is a very very old computer now. um, yes, and it start like I grew with the infrastructure, with the market, with everything, with the change, the chips, and with going from SATA disk to IDE, and then big SATA came back. So yeah, I'm old enough to remember those things. After that, I finished so high school, and I said like, where should I go now? And I think I thought to myself that IT would be a great journey, and I went to study information technology, and from there I um, became IT professional.
Yeah, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. I believe for all the people in tech, we are like a go-to tech support guide for all our family relatives. Because if
Yeah.
something is there, they just simply call us. And I still
Yeah.
believe like my grandma having an old phone. Okay, so in that there is a default lock. Okay, like every 5 seconds it got locked. So I just open that, and then she start telling to like their friends and everyone, oh, my my grandson is a genius. He know all the things on the IT. But this is just a simple task. Like just extend the time or just remove that lock. So yeah, in the family, if you know tech, that's value a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's how that's our journey, like how we come into the IT. And like what are the skills and interests? Like let's suppose there is a person who is still in the graduation and he want to uh, join the IT as a career. So what are the skills that he should have that will um, help him in his IT journey?
So you see, like, although I knew I want to work in IT, some kind, I didn't know on that time that IT is so broad term. You have like so many disciplines in the IT. So let's say databases, like the systems, networks, data warehouses, now big data, everything, everything. It's not just a one IT. So you cannot be like one person for everything. But I didn't know that, uh, um, I didn't know which road I want to go. I should be a DB, or should be the system networks, or maybe I should go to programming languages and learn the programming language and be a programmer. Um, and there's a difference between the front and back end UI designers. So it's a broad technique. So the first of all, you will not know what you want to know. What you will not know what do you want to do. So my advice would be start from the beginning and find, like I start from help desk. So it got different, but it was help desk on the phones. So I was sitting on in the front of computer, and someone called. I answered the calls, and over the phone, I had to help people to resolve their problems. And it was I was lucky enough that that department was just new and was growing. So I was responsible for building a knowledge base, and that gave me and that actually started my blog, to be honest with you, which I didn't know it will. But uh, every new problem I came across, I put a problem and solution to my own KB.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a few years, I said, like, yeah, why not share that with people? And then then my blog was born a few years after. That was an idea. But what I'm trying to say, you have to see, like, my advice would be just go and grab the help desk job, or
Mm-hmm.
some job which gives you a broad access to technology. And again, like after my help desk job, the next job in the same company was a NOC team. NOC is usually network operation
Yeah, yeah.
center, which you're looking what's wrong with the systems and networks, and you are running incidents. But I was lucky enough that my knock was a bit different. So we act as a junior system and networks team. So we had access to the switches, I had access to vSphere, and for the best of my career, I thought I'll be a network engineer. To But then I even did a CCNA, but then I fell in love a systems with the systems. Um, and yeah, I became the system engineer instead to be a network engineer. But this was thanks to me trying different disciplines. I was lucky to play with switches, to play with vSphere and servers, and then I could decide which way I want to go. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Peter, like definitely this is a great way to, if you want to explore or if you want to learn something new. Even let's suppose if a person is pursuing his graduation, so my advice would be like try and explore each and every pillar, because at that time uh, you are also new, so you can grab new technology.
Mhm.
Like let's suppose start learning system design, start learning web development, start learning backend, or do SEO, social media, and whatever thing you want to explore, just go ahead and try it. Like um, when I started my career, I started as a junior Android developer. So I worked there for some time. Then I became a SEO guy. I did SEO for lots of website. After that, I jumped into as a website developer. I created a website on the WordPress. The reason why I choose WordPress, because to be very honest, when you talk about the monetary term, uh, like people don't know the jargons of the website. Like they don't know what is JavaScript. They only know, okay, they need a website, the customer need a website, and that should do x thing. So WordPress can do that easily, and that's how that's the reason I started learning and exploring WordPress. I created WordPress website for close to around 3 to 4 years, and after that I joined as this as a storage engineer. I explored there for around like 4 years over there. Oh, sorry, 5 plus year over there as a storage engineer. I worked with Dell hardware, and later on I found my interest in because um, in IT only the storage is only a one part of thing. There are lots of other thing as well, like networking is there,
Yeah.
Linux is there, we have host management is there. So and even virtualization is also there. So so I need to explore other domain as well. So that the reason I thought, okay, this is enough time in storage domain. I already have like enough knowledge. So then I thought, okay, let's jump and then start learning virtualization. So what I suggest, like start exploring each and everything that come across you, and try and see what what interests you. So just go with the flow, and choose the technology in which that is in which you are interested, and choose that. So that's how you can start your career. Okay, Peter, one more thing. Like, let's suppose um, people can grab the technical knowledge. What about the soft skills? Can you like emphasize on this? Like, what is the importance of soft skill in the IT career?
Yes, so you have to be able to talk to people and you have to be able to listen to them. So the listening part is very important. You have to um, you have to have an understanding as well that not everyone is a technical person and not everyone can describe you a problem as you like or as you should. Some people will tell you just like some people will tell you like my computer is broke, but they don't know what's wrong. They will say internet doesn't work. What do you mean the internet doesn't work? Or Google
Yeah,
doesn't work? What? Google is down, the company is down? No. So soft skills, um, communication skills, language skills, everything is important. But I think that this could be learned. So if you don't have those skills, if you start working, you have to work on those skills. The patient is very important also. Uh, my I named my blog Angry Army because I was angry with the people calling me with the stupid problems, which for them it wasn't. But let's say you're working for the technical company and people supposed to have a knowledge about that, about technical things, and they ask you a question like, oh, I cannot power on my laptop, did you press the button or what button? So sometimes you will get across that people, you expect them to know something they don't, and this is the crucial to be a patient and have this communication skill to communicate correctly. Try not to offend other people because you have to understand that not everyone is on your level. There'll be like a lot of people below your level, and sometimes if someone wants to show off and they say, "Oh, I know much more than you said, okay, that's fine, but let's fix it that way or that way." So so those skills, like, so understanding, listening, and communication, that's for me, that's are key
yeah,
skills.
yeah, definitely, Peter. Like, let's suppose if you are in IT career, not in IT career, if you are in any field, I believe communication play an very important role, because you are a technical. If the uh, if the person, the another person, is a technical enough, then you can share your thoughts. But if he's not technical, you cannot shoot the technical jargon to him. He will not understand that.
Hmm.
So that the reason you have to have that soft skill as well, like how you can write a mail, how you can talk to a customer, and like slowly when you listen and understand those things, then try to add like tonality to your voice. like empathy to your email, like these are like
It
very
is,
basic
yeah.
things. To be very honest, these are very basic things, but when you when you are in IT, those are very crucial skill to have. Because I still believe like it's almost like a year early days of my career, and there is a customer, okay? So I just drop an email, but in that email, the empathy part is missing. Like that is not very easy mail. Like it having lots of harsh word, it having lots of technical words. They're having lots of technical jargon. I did not apologize for what I miss with the customer. I did not empathize the customer. Like I able to solve the customer issue within that time, but without those things, like a customer like give us a dsat, like he's angry on me. So yeah, if you are in IT industry, you should have the patient, as Peter said. You should have able to like write properly, you should able to talk properly, you have to maintain your tone, you have to do empathy as well. I know that these are like not related thing, but at some point of time, those are very important skill. Because let's suppose if you know anything, but if you want to sell something, you have to you have to know a way how to convey a person that okay, this is the thing, and this is how you can solve this problem, or this is the product that will help you in solving that problem. So I believe communication also plays an important role.
I
And
can I
yes, go
can
ahead.
I can tell you that example from my very early career
Hmm.
when I was on this help desk, but not only the phones, but I had to go to to the users, and this was this CIO. It's a very important person in the company, and he called me. I was unlucky to answer that call, and he said, I think it was the Excel problem, Microsoft Excel." And I asked because from the description, I knew that the one of the DL was corrupt, and I asked him to switch it on and off, and he said he did, which I believe he didn't, but I had to go there. And once I go there, I open the command line and I see that it wasn't rebooted because you see the uptime. Uh, and how do you say the people which is very high in the company that he was lying? You can't. You have to save his face and you have to save your face as well.
Yeah,
So there was different tasks. So but you have to fix the problem. So you just cannot tell him like, oh, you didn't do it, I will do it for you. So what I came up with the creative thinking
yeah,
was that I opened the command line. It was the Windows machine, and I put the tree command, which shows you on the screen the tree structure. And it was going like this to the screen for a few seconds, and I said, okay, this is fixed, but now we have to reboot your machines. Is it okay? And he said, okay. I rebooted. Done. Job done. He was happy. I was happy. I saved my job. I saved
yeah,
him face, and that's it. So yes, because I could be like a very blind with him. I said, no, I see you didn't reboot, just reboot. But this would put me on his bad note or wherever it is, like. So and again, the promotion cycle, whatever, he would said, no, that guy is asshole, don't give him to him. In this way, what I did, no problem, everyone was happy. So
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Like we need to come sometime, we need to come up with a word like uh, that is not harsh and that do the work for us. Okay, so
yeah.
that's about this part, and now let's like researching the IT industry. So how someone can enter in the IT industry and how he can explore the other pillar of IT industry. What's your thought on this, Peter?
So depends where you are, in which part of country you are. So you should as soon as possible get your your front foot to the IT, and if you at school, try maybe after school activities, or you can see if there's any voluntary group or any voluntary opportunity related to IT. Like in Ireland, we have this wonderful charity called Camara, and what they do, they are refurbish the old computers and laptops, and they send them back to Africa for the country for the kids to to learn an IT skills. So I was volunteering over there, and the computer has to go through some process. So the old computers, we tested if that was working. We tested if had a correct amount of RAM and CPU, because there was a requirements. We didn't want to send like something which will not work, and we installed the Ubuntu free version software for education purposes, which I had, and in this way I got the knowledge. Like, I had that knowledge, but it gave me the again access to see how the computer works, how they build, and how to install the software. There could be other organization. There could be organization for schools, which will require for you to install softwares, or maybe the different project. Uh, if that's not possible, then you have to go other way, like go to school, the IT school, or you just search for help desk job. Like I would recommend, like if you're not already specialized in the one discipline, I would recommend you to get a help desk job, because this will give you the wide perspective. Um, or some companies looking for like a Swiss Army guy, so
Yep.
it's just you and the vendors. This is a very stressful position. I had it offered one time, but this you will learn very fast. So
Yes.
you'll be
Yes.
the network guy, you'll be the system guy, and just you and the vendors. So this could be stressful, but it is. So again, depends when you are. You have to just searching. So Google is your friend. Search IT voluntary opportunities and IT jobs, uh, and then see what is available for you. That's my advice. Like the other thing which now there is like there's a subject which I need to mention once we talk about the IT careers. They are certificates, and my view on it would be super controversial, because I don't find certificate necessary to have. Um, Saying that, if you work enough in the industry and if you conduct some interviews, you know that certificates are easy to pass, not necessarily in the legal way. So there is a few ways, and I had a few guys with brilliant CVs with the certification, and once I asked some straightforward question from the certification, they couldn't answer, so which means they didn't pass correctly. But in other hand, on the one of my interview, I went there, and it was quite a few years back, and I had a MCSA from Microsoft. So on that time, it was a Microsoft certificate, system administrator certification, and the guys asked me why I don't have A and A plus. I don't know if that's in your region is, but in Europe there's a this institution uh, who gives you a very basic certificates. So the very
Mhm.
basic certificates you to pass is A, and it just literally you have to be the computer. They ask you how to put the RAM in, and the A plus is more advanced, like a system administrator, but not on the MCSA level. So I told him like, listen, I have an MCSA, which is like on the top of those certificates. If you don't have the knowledge for those two small certificate, you will not pass this
Mhm.
certification. And he said, yes, that's fair enough, but if you don't have A and A plus, that means that it shows me that you're not committed. And I was like, how come I passed certificate which is 10 times harder to pass and had a 4 modules to pass to get certificate? So people different look. So I'm not saying don't do certificates, but if you do them, don't cheat, because you get caught on the interview. I love to have a CV with like lots of certificate, and then I do the small exam on those topics, and then like many of people won't pass that one. So uh, for me, it's not the amount of certificate you have. For me, the important thing is how you thinking, and how's your approach to troubleshooting things. It doesn't mean that you have to answer me correctly on the interview. I just need to see if your thought process is correct. That's it.
Yeah, definitely, Peter. I will definitely agree on that. In my opinion, what I suggest you, just go with the help desk DOS, with the help desk job. Probably you will learn one thing. Probably it will be related to the virtualization. Probably it will be related to um, the storage engineer job, or the DC, the domain controller job, or a networker, or related to the networking. Once you have the enough experience, try to explore the other pillar as well. Because once you in the field, let's suppose once you are in the networking, then you, at some point of time, you need to learn the another technology as well, like virtualization. You need to learn the domain controller as well, or you need to learn Linux a bit. So yeah, that's how I suggest you to start. And definitely on the certification part that I suggest, that you said, I totally agree with you that, like, if you want to pass a certain exam, don't go ahead and just write the certificate. Like, try to spend enough amount of time, wait for like 1 or 2 years, start learning that thing, start troubleshooting with that product, and once you have the enough experience, then try to go ahead and write the exam. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Uh,
Then go ahead and write the exam. That will definitely help you a lot. In my experience, like, as of now, I'm having only two certificate. One is the ISM, the Dell ISM, and the one is the Dell VMAX specialist exam. I already cleared. In the both exam, I cleared in like third or fourth time. Like, I went there, I write the exam, and I failed. Again, I went there,
yeah.
I write the exam, I failed. Because what I'm doing, I'm just preparing myself, and I'm just reading the document, the official document that is that are provided by the Dell, and just giving the exam, and also applying the knowledge that I'm doing day to day basis. And yeah, that the reason it took me, like, don't think, okay, like, if you won't clear the exam at the first go, it will not look bad on your resume. Try to give as much of because you have your employer will provide you enough coupon or something, so you can go ahead and try to give multiple time, but don't cheat and or do the shadiest stuff. Just prepare yourself well and do the exam. That's what I
Yeah,
suggest.
the exams are tricky and they're not fair. And I tell you, and the most not fair was Microsoft for me. I
Hmm.
remember the stupid question like which four answers, and it says on the question that all four answers are correct. But what is the
Hmm.
less administrative way? And I was like, what's the problem with that one? Like, why? So I set the Red Hat exam, which was the
Hmm.
best exam ever, because on the Red Hat you got a list of the tasks and you had to do, and it doesn't matter if you do on GUI or it doesn't do if you do from the command line. The effect was that your changes, whatever you do, has to survive the reboot of the machine.
Hmm.
So I did that, and to be honest with you, I panic a bit and I forget the command to modify networks. And I use
Hmm.
MTU GUI when I click and I configure my network. And then the
Hmm.
rest of the exam I did it from CLI and I
Hmm.
passed. Uh, so this was the best. This is actually which tests your knowledge, um, because like questions like and all four are okay, but one is better than other. But who cares how you get to the point? I need you to get to that point. And so this is my view, and I'm not completely against any help for the exams, but if you use some help, please at least have a knowledge
Yes,
from
definitely.
that subject. So, so not that I ask you like you pass the VCP, which is the VMware exam, and then you don't know what the vMotion is. So that is ridiculous.
Yeah, like, even what I suggest. Let's suppose if you're taking help or something for clearing the exam, please make sure that all the questions that are coming in the exam, just go through those questions and think, okay, that that's the actual way of doing that thing. At least learn those questions like after the exam. That will
Yeah.
also help you a lot. That will also help you a lot. Yeah, so that's on that point. And what about like building your professional network? Like, let's suppose there's a person who already come to the IT. He have experience for like 2 3 years, and now how he or she can build their professional network. What are the
So
best
there's
way you will suggest?
yeah, Yeah, I would suggest the social media, obviously. So you have to connect on LinkedIn and Twitter and maybe Facebook. The LinkedIn is very good for the professional connections, and the LinkedIn has the groups as well, which you can join the groups and you can share your knowledge and gain your knowledge. Also, the Twitter is very nice place for tech people. I find entertaining. There's a new this platform, Mastodon,
Yeah,
I think.
Mastodon is also there.
Uh, it's slowly growing. I, I I I I am on it, but it's not my first source. And yes, that's how we meet. We met through the Twitter, and now we're
Yeah.
creating something new. So yeah, all the social media. The best option to connect with the other IT professionals.
Definitely. In like my takeaway will be also same like you, like go with the go with the LinkedIn, go with the Twitter, and after that, what I suggest you join the communities like Network Check having their community. uh, this Christian Lampa is there. He also having his community over the Discord, and there is one more community. I'm not recalling that. It's Technotim is there. So Technotim also having his community over the Discord. So you can definitely go ahead and join those community, because let's suppose in the middle of night you're having some question and you are unable to find that on Google. Most of the time you will find it, but sometimes you need an extra help, you need an additional thought on that question. So what I suggest, if you are the part of the social media network, they will help you, they will help you. Okay, you can, you can try this thing, or you can refer this source. So that will also help you a lot. And for the for the professional network standpoint, that will also help you a lot. And let's suppose down the line you are also planning to change your organization. In that way, your buddies from those social media network help you by giving you the reference to their company, because they already know that you have the potential and you can do very well. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
what my take. Yeah, that's what my take is.
Yeah, and in this place, it's worth to mention the VMware community. There's a great community behind the VMware, and really, any problems, you go to the VMware users forum, and it's like thousand threads which you can help, which you can read through and post your questions. And if you cannot find anything in Google, check my blog angrysysops.com, because I am the magnet for unexpected, and every problem every problem I have is not Googleable on the blank page. Uh, but yes, the VMware is great, and if you are going for virtualization and VMware products, the VMware community forum is there. And then once you become like the expert, like we are, you have extra additional help. There's a VMware advocacy website which you can
Yep.
like promote your blogs and promote other people blogs, and they read very interesting articles. Like so, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. And I always thank you for introducing me to the V expert. Only because of you, now I'm a V expert. So thanks for that. So
Congratulations.
yeah, I believe.
That's your hard work as well. It's not only me, like, but you have to qualify. So I introduced you, but you qualified thanks to your hard work. So
Yep. So I believe we are good. So let's give a like a. So first of all, this is a quick recap about the podcast. So first of all, you need to think about your interest. You need to explore all the desired area, and based on your interest, you can select a field, and you can start exploring that thing in the IT. The best thing that we suggest is to go and do a help desk job for some time. Not only the technical skill, but the soft skills also help you a lot in your career. And once you have once you have the some experience and then try to start exploring the other skill as well, like networking, virtualization, domain controller, Linux, and DevOps, and all the other things. Start exploring slowly, start exploring all those other skills as well. And once you have that, you can also start building your professional network by joining like-minded people over the LinkedIn, over the Twitter. Join the communities on the Discord, on the Slack, on the Mastodon, as Peter said. So all those things will help you in the long run. So yeah, that's all about this podcast. If you're having any doubt, you can just reach out to us over the Twitter. We will more than happy to assist you on those. For any other query, you can reach out to the Peter blog, that is anglicissoft.com. You can also check out my blog, that is corpit.org. So yeah, it's great connecting with you. If you're having some question, just comment it down. We'll cover those in the upcoming video. And yeah, we are good to end the session. We'll catch up on the next one. Till the
Thank
time,
you. Bye.
peace. Bye.